Accusations of sexual abuse are ripping a family apart. Dave is suspected of molesting his girlfriend's 5-year-old grandson. The boy's mother is here, and she's demanding the truth. Listen to the voicemail that the uncle of this young boy left for me.
Hi, Steve. The reason for me calling today is because I'm pissed off, and I'm sick and tired of these people walking around all these kids, and people don't even know what they've really been doing. My nephew came up to me and told me that Papa touched him, and I'm sick and tired and hearing this over and over again from my nephew and not doing nothing about it, and I'm fed up with it. And I know that you could probably get to the bottom of this faster than I can, because obviously people don't have this, they keep putting this on the back burner like it's not important or something, but I think that it's really important considering the fact that we have a half a preschool worth of kids in our house, and we can't take no chances with this stuff happening again. So if you can please help me out in any freaking way, I really appreciate it. Thank you, and bye.
So what happened that all of a sudden your boyfriend is accused of molesting your grandson?
Well, actually, one day my daughter and I had run some errands, and I came to the house, and she dropped me off, and I opened the door with my key. And when you are familiar with your children, you know if you catch them doing something naughty, their behaviors is kind of, But when I opened the door, I could tell something was up with him, and I said, "What are you doing?" So he says, "Nothing." And I said, "Oh, okay, where's Papa?" He says, "Back there." And I said, well, what'd your Papa do while I was gone? And I'm looking around to see if there's something amiss, because
Right.
I know he's a 4-year-old. He does naughty stuff, So I said, well, okay, come here. And I kind of put him on my lap, and I said, well, what'd you guys do? And he says, well, Papa told me to go in my mom's room and take off my clothes and lie on the bed. So I said, well, what did Papa do then? Because I didn't want to alarm him. I wanted
you
him
wanted to find out what's going on.
Right, and so he said, and then Papa came and got in the bed, and he put his privates on my butt. Then Papa told me to put my privates on his butt. So at this point, I'm trying not to, be really, and anyway.
This had to be very startling for you.
I didn't want to alarm my grandson. So his grandfather, Papa overheard it. And he was like, that did not happen. No, that did not happen. I did not do that. And, jumped up, and he was just really, And so my grandson went over to him. He went right up over to him, and he kind of shook his arm, and he's like, Papa, don't you remember when Grandma was gone, when you told me to go in the room and take my clothes off? And I'm like, okay, now what little kid corrects you if you didn't do this?
Right.
Why?
He's not making this
right.
up.
I mean, if he were lying, I don't think he'd be arguing with you about it, And so I was so blown away. I hit him. I punched him in the eye, and my grandson started crying, and so I grabbed him because I was like, oh my God, why I shouldn't have did that, because now the baby's crying. He's thinking, oh, I got Papa in trouble, and so I just took him in the room, and he and I stayed there until my daughter got there. And when she came, I told her what had happened. And at that point, the police were called, and he was removed from the residence. But she didn't want to make a police report about it. It was her decision to just...
Why didn't she want to make a police report? When you told her what happened, what was her reaction?
Well, she was devastated. She left out of the room, she cried, she went in the bathroom and cried, and she decided that she didn't want to traumatize him anymore. She thought maybe he's young enough and he could just forget it, and we'll just, that's a hard, thing to have a kid, like going to court and repeating this, and their papa sitting there in jail, and, and all this stuff. It's a lot to think about, and it wasn't determined at that time if we were never going to do it, but it was just, we weren't going to do it then.
At that second. Right.
So he left, which was the way that went. And after he left, we separated, obviously. So we were not together. But about a month after that, my daughter kind of asked my grandson about it again, and about the incident. And he seemed to have no recollection at all of ever talking about it. It ever happened. He totally did not know what she was talking about. He was like, no, Papa never, just like, what the heck are you talking about, So that raised doubt in my mind if maybe he was something he had heard or something. And when you lie, you forget lies. When you tell the truth, you remember them,
Right.
And he's just a little kid, And so I kind of at that point started seeing after 6 months or so, Papa had been calling for the whole time. He's like, I love the family, I miss my grandkids. This is not right, I didn't do this, I want to be with my family, and so I started seeing him and we got back together. But there's still this thing in the back of our minds, And then this past May, right before spring, we were sitting in the kitchen, Papa and I talking, and we were talking about another little boy who had showed his privates to somebody, at the house, had come over and visited and was being inappropriate. And Armand says, yeah, Papa, you remember like when you told me to take my clothes off and go lay in the bed in Mom's room? And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious?
Well, let's bring out your boyfriend and hear what he has to say. Here's Dave.
You know what? That story didn't happen, baby.
That story didn't happen. You know what?
That didn't happen.
You know what? You always say, whatever I say, you say it's a lie.
Hey, you know
Everything
what?
I say, you say it's a lie.
This is what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened.
You don't even know what happened.
How the hell I didn't know what happened? Listen, this is what happened.
You need to tell the truth.
I was mad at them, okay?
Did you molest the grandson?
No, I didn't molest my grandson.
Okay. Is it possible, she states that you have a drinking problem, that you drink a lot of alcohol?
I drink, but I don't mess with kids.
Are you an alcoholic?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're an alcoholic. Is it possible that you drank so much that you became so polluted that you don't remember what you did?
Hell no.
No. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, a 4-year-old boy says, Papa, asked me to take my clothes off, go lay down on the bed. He came in, he took his clothes off, and, he put his privates on me, and I put my privates on him. What kid can make up a story like that?
I don't know. Listen, some of the damnest things come out of his mouth, and I be looking at him like,
you know what? Some of the damnest things come out of my son's mouth.
Okay, but
it's not,
I never heard.
And none of it is, Dad or the uncle told me to take my clothes off.
Didn't nobody talk about it. When I left the house, didn't nobody talk about it. I was so mad. I was so mad because she jumped straight on me. She jumped straight on me and didn't give me a chance to figure it out. You did right. You did right. But see, I was at that point that it was like, I'm mad, so it's time to go, and we need to figure this
You leave.
right. I walked out the door.
The police came and got you.
But I had left. I was leaving anyway. But listen.
Stop. The police did come. They asked questions. How come he wasn't locked up when the police
Because we did not tell them about the incident with my grandson. We just told
It
them
wasn't
that
that big
David
a-
was drunk. It was that big of a deal. We
Listen,
just told him
when
that he
he
was
said
drunk
that,
and belligerent
it
and we
was
wanted him out of the house.
He didn't say it like she's fault.
Your
Yeah,
daughter,
not
the
to get
mother
down
of this
to
child, Aisha.
Where's my baby?
We need to know if you did this to my son, because there's no way in hell you need to be sitting around all of our
damn
kids
right.
if this is true, and it needs to be figured out, and we need to come to some type of something.
Aisha, let me ask you a question. I mean, you got a little boy, and he says this story about, Papa asked me to take my clothes off. He took his clothes off. We're laying on top of each other.
Making me sick.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And he says that he never said that.
Okay. So what I'm saying is,
He didn't tell me.
Please be quiet. Well, how could a child, childs can't make up a story like that.
No, I don't think he.
So
I
my
don't-
question to you, I guess, is, you're in shock. You come home, your mom tells you this happened. This guy's been in your life a long time. It's unexpected. But once the police are there, why don't you just have his ass locked up?
I was scared.
Of
I didn't
what,
know
though?
of me getting in trouble for having him there, and of him getting in trouble. I love Papa
She was
to
shocked.
death. Like, this is like, and part of me doesn't want to believe that he would do that to my children. Why would he? He's been around them since they came out of me. And to think that he would touch them in an inappropriate way,
he
it
was
drives me
around
nuts.
you when you were a teenager.
Exactly. And it's like, and I think, well, it never happened to me. He never did anything like that to me. And I almost thought that he was lying. And I didn't know if I should believe my child or him. But of course, as a mother, I have no choice but to take my child's word over here. Like, point blank period, I gotta go on my baby.
David, you were asked, have you ever had sexual contact with Aisha's son? You answered no, and the results for that question is you did not tell the truth.
told you, bitches!
I don't remember.
You don't touch my baby! I trusted you!
I need to go to jail.
I trusted you! I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry.
I'm not serious. I don't know what that's all about.
You do.
Yvette?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't know what you do.
It's okay. I don't know. I don't know.
How do you not
Hey,
know?
I don't know.
How don't you know?
I don't know. I thought I was the best papa in the I did.
How don't you
I don't know about that. I don't know.
No.
I told you. You need to.
You have no choice but to know.
You need to press. You need to know.
I will. He don't need you.
Because
I'm damn going to.
I don't remember.
All right, you did effectively confess. He stated that he was drunk that day and said that he could have done it and does not remember.
you
I didn't say that.
Although he doubts it. In dealing with people that are deceptive, they do this often to leave themselves a way out. He asked if the polygraph would work if he was drunk and did not remember on that day. You know, this, again, I have to go with what, stop.
I can't believe that.
Well,
But hey,
you know what?
But to say the polygraph don't lie, like I said, you need to do what you got to
You're right. She's got to do what she's got to do.
do. You need to come get me now.
You know what? The mistake was made when the police were there. They could have locked your ass up right down in
I
there.
can't believe that. You can't believe it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I can't. I cannot believe it.
Hold on. You're saying into the cameras
I'm
that
saying
you're
to the whole world.
As soon as you get back, you're turning yourself in.
Yep.
You're gonna go straight to the police
Right now.
station.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe
Oh
it
my
either.
God, are you serious?
Well, how come when I'm around and when I'm not drunk, I don't
you
feel
what?
that. I don't feel like that. I don't.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm gonna do now? You're, you know, the worst possible thing. Molest a child, especially a child that trusts the person that's molesting them, which is you. Somebody looks at to like a grandfather. I'm gonna throw you off my stage.
Wait,
But
yeah,
hold on, hold on. Hold on.
Which way you want me to go? You
Hold
should
on.
tell you which.
Hold on.
You need to.
Hold on.
Which way to go?
But
Y'all need to-
knowing you are a child molester and that you want to turn yourself into police, I'm going to throw you off my stage now, but I'm going to send my security with you so you can make the proper arrangements to turn yourself into authorities. Get off my stage!
I'm so sorry.
Obviously, this is not a situation that is going to go away or heal very quickly. This is probably the first step of a long, painful journey. If you do pursue this the right way and take legal action. Listen, I understand the shock, the confusion of something like this when it first happened. Knowing what your son has explained to you what happened, knowing that now he failed this lie detector test, knowing that he wants to blame it on alcohol, I think now you have no choice but to go back, call the police, make sure David is arrested, and get your son some help for what happened. And of course, we're going to help you every step of the way. I'm glad that you came on the show, and now you found out the truth. Because the worst thing that could happen if this happened and it got covered up and your son had to deal with this on his own, and there was no justice served here in this case. But you came here, you got justice for your son, and like I said, it's not going to be easy. This is going to be a hard road, but you got to go down the hard road for your son. Okay. Let's go.